The little one, if it hits them, the chart focuses them. So if you're good enough, you can tell it
like snipe them.
who to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's Daniel
And Matthew.
and we are
That Damn Brand. Here we are in person for episode 23 of our podcast. Yep, it's been 23 episodes. Can you believe it?
That's a long time.
Yep, today we're here to talk about some gaming news and things we've been playing and some potential Zen Navi rumors. So
Yep.
let's talk about your first main topic, I guess.
So it's pretty old news, but I still want to brush on it just to get an opinion, like our opinions out, is Nintendo scrapped Metroid Prime 3. They came out, I believe it was the president came out, and the video was all in Japanese, so the American version just had subtitles, and he pretty much said it didn't live up to their standards, and they're scrapping it, starting from over. They're getting the first studio, the studio that did Metroid Prime 1, I think that was Retro.
Maybe.
I
don't know.
One of them.
Yeah.
But those people to do it, and I don't know, I thought it was interesting because I can't think of the last game that was just scrapped to redo it. Most companies just
Push some
put
shit
it
out
out.
of
Put
it.
it out.
Try to get some money out of it. Like, fuck
Yeah.
it, this is gonna suck ass, but we're gonna do it anyway. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to think of there's one. The only one that it kind of springs to mind, but still I never actually got released and ended up being canceled was StarCraft Ghost. I want to say that they were originally developing it a certain way, and then they decided to go back and from the drawing board and start over, and then they just fucking turned around and canceled it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a third-person shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, at one point it was supposed to be like a stealth action game,
Oh, wow.
and then they did third-person shooter. Like, so that's what I mean. Like, they changed the direction of it and like started from the beginning, and then they were like, nah, fuck it, and just canceled it. But
I guess I think it's good Nintendo's doing that. I think it's good that they're like, it sucks for Metroid Prime fans because my coworker, he's not a big gamer by any means, but he has a Switch, which I guess shows the reach of the Switch. But he bought it for Metroid Prime when they announced Metroid Prime 3. He bought one, and then he owns Zelda and Mario Odyssey and all the staples that every Switch owner probably has. But Metroid Prime's the reason he bought it, so it kind of sucks for someone like him. But at the same time, if it's gonna be a shit game, like how many Fallout fans were disappointed by 76?
did you see that meme I posted in the Discord?
The one about your game's been in. Yes, yeah. I did. That was fucking awesome.
I'll post that on screen right now so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's apparently Fallout 76 added survival mode. But anyway.
Well, it's just things like that, like how that tarnishes the reputation of the brand. And granted, like Nintendo's spending a lot more money. Not saying Nintendo can't afford it, because they've gone through flops like the Wii U and the Virtual Boy. They have the money, and the Switch is doing amazing. That thing's selling for a lot more than that thing probably cost to make. It's just a tablet, but it's good that they chose to take the route of doing what's good for their consumer and for their brand name, because they stand for quality, and it's good that they're doing something that leaves their name in terms of like a good brand. But that kind of leads into another thing for me that's not really on the script, but it was talking about how Activision laid off all the 600, 700?
Yeah, we mentioned that with Bobby Kotick, but
Nintendo, so that was during record sales. Nintendo, during their slump of during the Wii U time, to save people from being laid off, the CEO actually took a pay cut.
Yeah,
and it just shows the different mindset of different publishers, gaming companies, whatever you want to call them. And I guess that's my kind of opinion on it. What's your take?
No, yeah, I mean, so that just shows that Nintendo, they actually give a shit about people instead of Activision. It's just like everyone's disposable, whatever, unless you're Bobby Kotick's pad or whatever his name is, and because he could easily he probably could have taken a 50% pay cut and save everyone's jobs and still been fine. You know what I mean?
But the thing was, Kotick could have taken a pay cut, But the thing, it's record revenue. It's not like they were in the slump like Nintendo was. Nintendo did what they needed to keep their people, while Kotex was like, all right, we just made a shitload of money, but we kind of don't need you anymore.
Yeah, you did.
So,
You made us money by.
yeah, so it's kind of like interesting how they did polar opposite things. Like Nintendo saved their people, while Kotex is like, well, we're paying these people, and we're not developing anything. So later, it's like,
Yeah, and it's kind of going back to what you're saying about how Nintendo did this as like for quality measures. If you go back and think about the original Nintendo, it had the official Nintendo seal of quality.
I think they still have it. That same damn seal.
I don't know. I have a couple Switch games. Let me see.
What's on the back?
There it is. Gold.
Yeah.
Right there. On the bottom, and it's hard to see right there, but yeah, at the very bottom, Nintendo seal of quality. So, yeah, I mean, that gives shows they give a shit about games. Of course, that was on Odyssey. Let me see if I have something that's not first party. That's Zelda.
Yeah, I don't know if
Warriors,
they're all down first party
Smash.
games.
Yeah, the only one would have been Splatoon, but what is that?
I think that's first party.
Well, then I don't have any. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's not like Activision's putting their seal of approval on shit. Can you imagine if Call of Duty said like Activision seal of approval?
How many people would take that seriously after Destiny and like all that shit? Just because your seal of quality means that it's not very quality.
Well, exactly, but see, that's the point though. Like Nintendo seal of quality. It's like because like you said, they're willing to actually go the extra mile to make sure it's quality. They're not just gonna throw out shit. If there's a shitty Nintendo game, more than likely it's a third party that like Nintendo published or something. But they themselves are not the ones responsible for it.
Oh, one that's not on there that we should probably talk about is Chief.
Oh yeah.
We can do
Keep
that
talking.
next. Yeah.
Or you can just go do it now.
Yeah. Okay. Are you done with that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, we're done with that. So, okay, next is the Master Chief Collection on PC. I'm pretty stoked about that. I kind of wish Halo 5 would come out on PC because that's the only Halo game I haven't played. I heard it's ass, so I wouldn't pay like $60 for it, but I'd pay maybe $30 just to complete the thing, even though 343 Studios sucks ass. I'm stoked because
they're adding Reach.
Oh well, Reach, yeah, Reach is amazing. So even if you're not getting on PC, you get Reach. So if you already own the game on Xbox One, you get Reach, which I loved Reach. I thought Reach had one of the best stories in it. I know people like a lot of Halo truists actually think it's the worst one, including the story. Well, I thought it was really good.
I thought it was a good story too.
I guess maybe because your character was yours, and you're not playing as Master Chief, so.
The Noble 6 or whatever.
Yeah, he plays Noble 6, yeah. And
it's been a while.
The lone wolf. That's right. You're ranked as your threat level is ranked as high as Master Chief. I don't know how I don't know if that's what they're complaining about because you are one of the lesser Spartans, but
You just didn't have the rep yet. Like if you'd given enough time, you could have got there.
He was considered hyper lethal. That's what they called it. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. How I don't know because he wasn't strong or whatever, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
Anyway, playing the first Halo again, I was disappointed I never got to play the Anniversary Edition.
Like updated graphics and stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was a real cool feature how you can toggle the original graphics with the updated graphics. I can't wait to do that. Halo 2, like I really hope, because I know they said the games are coming out like not all at once. They're gonna do a phased release so that they don't repeat the issues with the first one. Which, if you guys don't know, the game didn't work when it first came out. None of them worked. Eventually, they started working on them, so they're doing
patches.
Yeah, they're doing patches, so they're doing it in phases now. So I hope it's the first game. We can play through the first game, and we can play through the whole trilogy in order, and that would be really cool. Playing the multiplayer in order as well, because all the multiplayers have such, I don't know, how do I say it? They're different. They have their own
feel.
charm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now that I know so much more about Halo, like in terms of what the developers are trying to reach, I can appreciate it, like how they were talking about in the first Halo. It was about the triangle, where it's like assault rifle beats grenade, or assault rifle beats. The triangle is assault rifle, grenade, melee, and they try to balance it around those three.
But then the pistol.
Yeah, but then the pistol fucked it up. Yes. But that's where the balance came from in the original game, and then when they added dual wielding, they had the unintended effect of no one throwing grenades because people were dual wielding. So that's why in 3 you don't start off with an SMG. You start and dual wielding weapons are
SMG and less or whatever.
But they're on the map instead of a starter weapon.
Yeah.
So that you can go back to the melee grenade assault rifle, and if you choose the dual wield, you have to seek it out. So I think it's gonna be cool seeing the progression in that way, since I know the history behind it, and I'm excited. I really liked what was that one called that they Elgato? Not Elgato.
El Dorito.
El Dorito, yeah. Okay.
That's funny.
I really like that, so I'm really stoked about it. I don't like the lack of crossplay.
Yeah, so if you don't know what he's talking about with El Dorito, it was like the Halo Online that originally it was made just for the Russian market. Like it was like just for like Russia. It was called Halo Online, and then somebody got a hold of the game and like reverse engineered it and then or something or edited it and basically made it to like its own standalone thing just called it El Dorito Halo Online or something, and then anyone could have downloaded it if they knew where to find it and gone online to play Halo, but Microsoft put the fucking kibosh on that shit. And
yeah.
We didn't know why. We were thinking, that might be because they were going to do a new Halo or something, or they were going to report it to PC, and as it turns out, that's probably what was the case, because now, they're announced that the Master Chief Collection is coming to PC, so... But I agree with him that the lack of crossplay between PC and Xbox One is disappointing, because they're pushing that Play Anywhere thing. But did you see the article about what their reasoning was?
No.
That one that I'm pretty sure I posted it. Basically, they said that it's because the Master Chief Collection was before Play Anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, before that started being a thing. Like, Master Chief Collection came out before that was a part of it. So now they'd have to basically go back in and patch it type of deal, which I'm sure they could. And I think they might. If they were smart, they definitely would.
No, they won't, because if people would get pissed if they buy it on Steam and like they own 2 copies. So now if they go patch it in, the people who bought 2 copies, they're kind of fucked.
Yeah, but I mean that's why I was saying. That's what I was telling you. You said since they didn't have crossplay, it was Steam for you, and that's why I was like, I don't know, because if they patch it in,
I might still buy it on Microsoft because all the Bing points that I have. You know what I mean?
Maybe you can get it for free or a discount or something. Yeah.
Super discount, and I don't see myself buying very many Microsoft games, as they're not very high quality nowadays.
Yeah.
But that's disappointing. I get it. It was before their promise, so I'll give them a pass on this one.
But still, that's like one of their biggest franchises, and crossplay now is becoming such like a thing, especially with like Sea of Thieves, and that's a first party Microsoft game. And
well, the promise was that all first party games from now
Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3, all the first party games will be crossplay from now on, and that's why they promised Halo Infinity or Infinite, whatever the next one is.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Is going to be crossplay / Play Anywhere. So that one will be. I don't know. I guess I will give them a pass on this one, because think about how fucked up Master Chief Collection was when it first came out. They're probably just in the position, look, we got it playable. Leave us alone at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and see, and this thought just came into my head right now. Like, what if the reason they're putting Master Chief Collection on PC, or they're porting it or whatever, is because Halo Infinite is still so far out, and they want Halo to be still fresh in people's minds, and 5 was kind of shit, so they were like, okay, let's go back to the Master Chief Collection to put it on PC so that people will be, like, talking about Halo and be excited. That way when, it gets closer to Infinity, they're going to be like, yeah, Halo.
I actually think it's because of Elgato.
El Dorito.
And Installation 001.
Which is like the remake or whatever?
Yeah, that one that's like...
super badass looking.
The one that's like remaking Halo, but not like they're bordering the lines of getting sued. Like they go as close as they can to get all the likenesses before they actually cross into the copyright territory.
Yeah, like there's just slight variations in the armor that looks close, but if you really looked at it, it's different.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are what's driving it, because it and El Dorito, I finally got it right, showed that there's a PC market, and they have all these franchises standing around, and they only released 2 of them, I believe, Halo 1 and Halo 2. So why on PC?
Oh, right.
So why not capitalize on games you already fucking have.
True.
There's a market for it, and I own them already, and I'm gonna buy it. So, like,
I mean, I don't know if I have it. Like I have the original Halo somewhere. I don't guess it's over there, but anyway.
I own every game. I know every game in that collection. That one Halo game I don't own is the one that's not coming in that collection, which just sucks. But
yeah, 5.
5, and yeah, like I'm excited about ODST again. Like I hope ODST comes out after 3 so we can do some firefight. I think ODST firefight was unique, even though Reach had it. I thought ODST's was more.
Yeah, ODST was fun. But you didn't get betrayed.
Story for another time.
Shout out for someone who knows who watches this who may know what we're talking about. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see.
I guess that's a good segue to our next thing. How we're all talking about crossplay. Crossplay requires publishers and console makers to buy in on collaboration, which it seems like Microsoft and Nintendo are getting along pretty well.
Yeah,
nowadays.
It's strange bedfellows, you would think, right?
Yeah.
But I guess they got to do something to try and take Sony down because Sony's market share is just so much higher.
No, it's the Switch.
Huh?
The Switch.
Switch what?
Because it's like you have a PlayStation and a Switch or an Xbox and a Switch.
Well, yeah, so it's like, well, the thing with Switch is because it's like portable, but like, I mean, if you're talking about a straight console, like, it's gonna sit there, Xbox or PlayStation, mostly PlayStation.
Okay, yeah, you're talking that between Xbox and PlayStation, yes.
Yeah.
But, so the Cuphead has been announced on Switch, which I actually think I'm pretty excited about. I have played the game on PC. My cousin has it. I thought it was a good game. Never got around to buying it. But I think I would buy it on a Switch because I have a rule that I only buy games on my Switch that will perform the same as if I were to buy it on my computer. And Cuphead's one of those games. It's just a little, it's not going to require a lot of graphics power. It's side-scrolling shooter. Like, so whether I buy it on my Switch or my PC, I'll get the same performance. And that's one of those games that I would buy. And why not buy it on a console that's portable instead of, if you've ever seen my PC, I don't think I've ever showed a picture of my PC, but it's fucking massive. And I kind of don't like dragging it around anywhere.
Yeah, maybe. I think during one of the podcasts we did, I actually put a picture of the case that we got because we were talking about our new builds. So
yeah.
If you've seen that, then you know what we're talking about. It's like fucking big and bulky, and yeah. We have the same case, essentially. Almost the same PC. His is slightly better. But anyway, yeah, no, the Cuphead coming to Switch, like, I still have not even played it. I just know it's supposed to be hard as shit. And
it's
then
fun.
How that one reviewer couldn't get past it, like the 5-year-old could. That was fucking great.
But I guess a deeper thing into that shows Microsoft sharing its first-party games with Nintendo, which further like makes you think that the rumor about Xbox Live coming to Nintendo being real. I know it makes perfect sense because Microsoft themselves has said they don't want to be a console; they want to be a platform. So I think it would be smart for them to release an Xbox, so that they can have at least a console out there. If people buy it, great. If they don't, that's not what they're after. They're after selling you the Game Pass, and I think the Game Pass is actually the first step in them trying to get off the console and getting into the PC market also. Where people obviously still have...
Keep talking.
There's a lot of people who still like consoles over PC. Why, I don't know, but... Because you can essentially play a PC just the way you could a console with controller and all that stuff. But anywho, there's that people stuck in that mindset, so why not appeal to those people and put out a console? Well, capture all markets, not just one. I think it's great for Nintendo. I think it's great for Microsoft. I think this collaboration is gonna be awesome. Any Switch user will benefit from it because now I'm interested to see if we're gonna be seeing things like Halo on there or anything, because I don't see that being too far fetched at this point, to be honest.
I mean, it would be. It'd be cool to see. I don't know. Maybe the older ones. I don't know about a first, like upper, like latest gen Halo, but.
Well, let's say the Game Pass comes to Switch. That's a part of the Game Pass.
True. I'll say this for sure, that out of the consoles, the current gen consoles, obvious. I mean, maybe it's just obvious to me. Maybe you disagree, but I personally feel like Xbox Live is the best like online thing like the PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Network, online thing. I don't feel like it's that great. Switch Online is the only cool thing about Switch Online is the family thing. I think if we decide to go in on that, which we still haven't.
Yeah,
but
we're not playing it again either.
But yeah, true. And that's only until Ultimate Alliance comes out for sure. But I feel like Xbox Live is like the best online service.
Xbox Live has always been the best online service.
Okay, good. I'm glad you agree with me. Yes. And so, if Switch gets Xbox Live, and then let's say it becomes a platform, then even PlayStation adopts it. Like, I'm not saying they will, but if they do, then it's like awesome.
The original Xbox came out my birthday. I remember the release date of the original Xbox is 11/15/2001. Xbox Live came out on the 1 year anniversary, 11/15/2002. I got Xbox Live when it first came out. It was, and this is coming from someone who played PSN, like, or PlayStation. It wasn't PSN at the time, it was actually just PlayStation. Like, I played a lot of Soulcom during the time. The features Xbox Live had that was amazing. It was amazing to have one central friends list that was over all your games. It was amazing to be able to go into like a voice chat and be like, hey, like, unfortunately before on the original Xbox, it wasn't like a party system how you have now where you can talk and play something else. When you were in voice chat, your screen was just in a voice chat menu. But you could at least get into voice chat, say like, hey guys, what are we playing? And then switch over to the game that you guys want to play. Like, it was fucking crazy that what you could do on Xbox Live. And then the DLC, like, I think Xbox was, no, maybe Sony was the first to have DLC, but Sony had to buy the extra like $200 hard drive or whatever to get it. That came with Final Fantasy 11.
Or Resident Evil, the online one.
Yeah, the online one. Yeah.
Whatever the Outbreak.
Outbreak, I think that was.
Yeah.
Well, Xbox had the hard drive already in it, so paying $10 for something additional wasn't that big of a deal. And more mainstream than people having the whole.
I don't know. So I think it might have been Xbox because I want to say that one of the first DLCs was fucking horse armor for Oblivion. Remember that getting so much
360.
shit? Was that 360?
That was 360 because Oblivion was 360.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but I remember that getting so much shit.
I remember Halo 2 had DLC.
Oh, maps and stuff.
Yeah, the maps.
That's right.
The first DLC I ever played was a Splinter Cell level on the first one.
Oh yeah.
And you could only get on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Because Xbox Live has always been the best online platform.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, right now for them, like, I don't have a horse in the race, but their first parties kind of suck, and if you can get the same games on PlayStation plus God of War plus Spider-Man plus Last of Us. And I mean, like, not the same games. I mean, third-party games. Like, you're not going to go out and buy an Xbox for Crackdown. You're not going to go buy an Xbox for Sea of Thieves.
Right.
There's not anything on there right now that you're going to be like, holy shit, I want an Xbox.
I mean, maybe Halo Infinite back in the day, but yeah, like you said, right now.
Yeah, but Halo Infinite, they already confirmed that it's coming out for 1, because there was a rumor that they're holding it off till, I don't know if you heard that.
The next gen or whatever?
Yeah, but they came out and said no. But by the time Infinite comes out, how cheap are Xbox Ones gonna be? Like, they're already gonna announce. I'm pretty sure at E3 they're announcing the Xbox 2. What the fuck they're gonna call the next one?
Xbox. Yeah. TWO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, how cheap are the ones gonna be now that the 2s are gonna come out?
The fucking naming schemes just bothered the shit out of me, because it was like Xbox 360, Xbox One, then it's gonna be like Xbox 720, and then fucking Xbox Circle Box or something.
I think my favorite one was the 360 because all those people who are too stupid to try to make jokes. Like, if I see an Xbox, I'm just gonna do a 360 and walk away. And I was like, alright, dude.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas PlayStation's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Which how it should be, or you should do something the way Nintendo did. Like, I actually think the Nintendo's naming scheme has been the best one so far.
Well, what about Wii and Wii U?
Well, other than that, but like,
other than that, yeah, it's something different each
like
time.
up to 64, I thought it was cool because it's Nintendo, and then you have the Super Nintendo, and then you had the 64, which Nintendo 64. So it was always Nintendo, but you just made an alteration of the Nintendo name, then became like Wii and shit. Like, the Game Boy was cool too because it was Game Boy Color,
Game Boy
Advance, yeah, and then they ditched it with the DS. But I guess the DS was technically not a Game Boy in a sense.
3DS and 2DS, whatever.
My favorite naming scheme has always been Nintendo's.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, Microsoft just what the hell. But anyway, So
That was a lot longer for a topic that we didn't have planned.
well, I mean that's fine. Going off topic is all good.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can jump to the
Zen
since
do
we're
it.
talking about
Yeah,
that.
do it.
Since we're talking about next gen consoles, I wanted to bring up the rumors on the new AMD CPUs and GPUs. I know a lot of you. I've been told by some of the people who listen to it that I personally know that they kind of don't care for the tech talk, but fuck you guys.
Anyway,
it will pertain to you since I guess because the tech talk pertains more to PC normally. So the new chips that I've been fucking crazy about are actually coming to the next gen consoles. The rumor is that Zen 2 will be the CPU in an Xbox, the next Xbox, and the next PS4, PS5.
5.
Yeah, and it'll be an 8-core custom-made processor, so the frequency and all that stuff isn't known, but they're guessing somewhere the high threes, like 3.8, 3.9. And the new Navi, which Navi hasn't even came out yet, that's the new GPU that everyone's crazy about for AMD, that's supposed to give NVIDIA a run for their money, will also be on the next Xbox and PlayStation as well. This is good because Navi is supposed to be a huge jump in AMD. So Xbox has always used AMD, and PlayStation has always used AMD. But their graphics cards were always shit compared to NVIDIA. Like, they were known for the longest time in the PC world as the poor man's graphic cards. If you were going to get a low-end graphics card, you'd get AMD because you'd get the most bang for your buck. But if you want anything worth a damn, you'd go Intel. Well, that's changing now, and Navi is the first one to make a change. Zen has already made a change for CPUs because the same thing with CPU. If you wanted a good one, you go Intel. If you were poor, not poor, but if you wanted a poor man's chip, AMD. So now that they're having the improved performance that AMD has pushed out, I'm really interested in seeing the jump that the consoles are going to make. Because based on what I'm hearing and you translate them to what we know now about how PC performs on this, they'll be running like pretty much what current Ultra 1080p, 60 frames, like easy. Granted, with that jump of power, the developers are going to start developing more impressive looking games. So you may not be able to get the 60 frames from what we see in the future. But that's what makes it so interesting, because if they continued developing games that now look amazing, the consoles would be able to squeeze out the 60 frames a second. And consoles have an advantage in terms of drivers and stuff because you already know what they have, so you can try to squeeze out every single last ounce of power from them. While a PC, you really don't know what's in there and what combination of parts that are in there.
Yeah, because it could be damn near anything, the amount of variation in CPUs.
So I'm really excited to see what the consoles are going to do, because I feel like where the consoles kind of lay the baseline, the PC gaming will rise from there. And if the consoles are laying down a really good baseline, which based on the specs I'm hearing, they're going to be really damn good and competing with some current day what people would consider mid to high range console or PCs. I'm really looking forward to the announcement of the next Xbox to see what it can do and to see just the specs and the technical side of it. And not so much the claims, because I remember the Xbox One's claims were 60 frames a second, and they didn't stay true to that for like past a month. But also when they announced the PlayStation and the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, those were underpowered in terms of PC. Like if you compared one to a PC when they came out, the new ones would be on par with. So that's also interesting too to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to see where that goes because it directly affects it helps everyone. Console gamers will get a better experience. They'll get better graphics. PC gamers will get a better experience, better graphics because there'll be a higher baseline.
Yeah, it's like that saying, was a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with that, and I'm just excited for the next Zen in general because, so when this podcast is over, we're basically about to upgrade my CPU slightly, going from a quad core to a 6 core, AMD 1400 to 1600,
Yeah.
and so that I'm looking forward to that because it'll help. Hopefully, it'll help with my streaming quality and issues I'm having with the Division, which we'll get to in a minute. We're going to talk about Division, but the only reason we were doing this, it's just like kind of like a slight upgrade. The only reason we are only doing a slight upgrade is because the next, AMD CPUs are supposed to come out. The rumors like June, July-ish, and that's when we're gonna spend some and get the good shit. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that 16-core CPU.
yeah, hyper, ultra, mega, everything. So that'd be dope.
And that's the same technology that not 16 cores, but that CPU that we're looking forward to upgrading, that's going to be a huge jump, is the same technology that the next consoles are going to be using. So that's why I'm saying they're going to be on par with PC, which is, I don't think I've seen that happen ever.
Yeah, no, I don't know. But sure. So I guess we can move on to Division now since there's not too much left. But so we've been playing the Division 2. It came out about 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
And it's been having a lot of fun. It has some issues though.
I crashed a lot.
So when the game first launched, we were playing it early because we had like the gold edition or whatever, and so we played it on Tuesday instead of Friday, which I thought was weird why it was coming out on Friday for regular people. But anyway, we were playing on Tuesday, and when the game loaded for me, I had no sound. Like it went to the menu, like there was some sound, and then it started doing the little like loading circle, got to like 35%, like no fucking sound, no audio. The game loaded, the cutscene was playing, like I basically skipped all the intro cutscenes because there's no audio, and then I'm like, maybe if I get in game, their audio will come in, and like, no fucking audio, and then the game would stutter like a bitch, like I'd be able to play for a minute, and then it'd be like frozen, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go, crash, but it wouldn't crash, it would just freeze, and then like a minute or two later it would catch up, and then shit would go, and I actually played it like that long enough to get to the White House, like it was a super pain in the ass.
I actually did too.
I couldn't figure it out, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I thought maybe it was my PC, but no, I looked online, and sure enough, other people were having issues. It turns out that it's tied to some Logitech software, Logitech surround sound software that I guess anyone who owns a Logitech headset has.
I don't even use sound version.
Well, I was like, I don't even use the surround sound. Like, my headset may be surround, but, like, I don't know. I can't tell the, but I'm saying I can't tell the difference. Like, when I turn that off, like, I go and kill it, it doesn't sound any different to me. Maybe I just never use the surround sound, but... Anyway, so the fix is going into the task manager, killing the Logitech surround sound service, and then fucking sound is in the game, no more stuttering, like, it's crazy. Super crazy.
I crash a lot. I actually don't know why, even going to the event log. I can't figure that out. It's kind of disappointing. I think the game overall is really good. It's very enjoyable. There's some technical issues that they still have to address.
When we first played it, like, during one of the betas, let's just say that. During one of the betas, I actually mentioned this to Daniel. I said, I'd be surprised if this game comes out at launch when they want it to launch, which was March 12th or whatever. Because to me, I felt like there was a lot of issues there. Like, it ran fine, but just small things here and there that I could picture being part of a larger problem. And yeah, like the game launched and they're still having all these weird issues and glitches. I don't know if you saw this. I actually saw this a little bit earlier today. Apparently, there's a part in the game where there's like a staircase where there's like an unrendered piece of like geometry. It's like a square over the staircase, and like it's just in the game. Like people were saying like maybe it's just their game. Like no, multiple people reported it. There's screenshots and video. It's just like it's a certain part of the game. We're not there yet. I think it's like towards the end game or whatever. Where basically there's like a set of stairs, and if you're looking down, you don't see it. But if you get down and try to go back up the stairs, you just see like a rectangle, and you can't move. It like blocks you. And the only way to go down the stairs is to roll past it. Like you can't just like walk through it. So, it does have its issues, and that's not even considering his crashing and the Logitech thing. So they do have a lot of patches to do, but to give massive credit, I think they've already released like 2 or 3 patches since the game launched. They're working on it actively.
Yeah, and that's something that I do give them credit for. They're not hiding away and not being evasive with the fan base.
Billy Ross.
I can think of AAA studios that have done that.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, Billy Ross sucks too. But There's a lot of problems with it. I kind of just went to see that because I thought that, especially with the open beta, I thought the open beta was very polished. I thought previous versions of the game had a lot of issues, but I was really surprised when I played the open beta, and I crashed once or twice, but that was pretty much it. Now I'll crash every like 10, 15 minutes for no fucking reason, and like I still haven't figured out why.
We'll have to try and do a deep dive into your logs and take a look, but it could just be, I don't know, something funky and they haven't figured it out. But hopefully we'll be able to actually get towards the end game that, like, people we know that are in our Discord and that we talk to and stuff, like Raw Apple and Rain Bash, they're like end game level 30 whatever, and we're like level 24 ish.
We have like 2 characters in the
True,
same
we
range.
are doing alternate accounts as well, but yeah. But I mean, when it works, it's fun. They've definitely improved a lot since the first game. Somebody said that they took all the stuff out of the First Division 1.8 update, which was the one after survival, and they did a few other quality of life changes. And so like they basically took the best part of that update to the original division and then just like expanded on it. And like I think that's a pretty fair assessment.
Well, that's also their argument for not treating the Division 1 as a live service. A lot of people were saying, like, why don't you just update this one and expand this one? And they were saying, like, the things that we want to change, like, that we've learned throughout the years, we just have to start from scratch. And I kind of believe it, because the system that they have now is like, even the stat system is vastly different from the previous stat system, and they recognized that the previous stat system was a problem. And I agree it was a problem. And I'm glad that they looked at their problems, they found out what worked and what didn't, and they went forward with that. So this kind of feels like the game that the first one
has evolved.
Should have been. And I'm not saying it should have been as like their shit launch, just like how refined it is.
Because, I mean, I still remember watching the Division announcement at E3, and one of the things they took out, which they still not ever discussed, I think, since then, was one of you... Yeah, like one of your friends being able to join in with like a phone or a tablet and control basically like an airstrike or helicopter's air support or whatever. And it was like on stage at E3, they showed it off, and I was like, wow, that looks fucking cool. I never heard from again. This scrapped, pulled it, and so like I think that would be something just like, I don't know where they would fit, but somewhere down the line. Because Battlefield 4 had Commander, which is the same sort of thing.
PC. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that was it just on PC that you could do Commander?
I think you could do it on all of them, but you had to do it from the game. It wasn't from the phone.
Oh, wow. No, you could do Commander on tablet.
You could?
I did it on tablet, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because my PC was super shit back then. I could barely even run Battlefield 4. You remember that? You'd get into a match and I'd be like, I'm loading. Fucking like 10 minutes later, I finally get in, and then the match would be like over.
I do remember that.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I had like no RAM, and my graphics card was absolute trash, and my CPU was probably more trash. But anyway, I've come a long way. But yeah, Division 2 has improved a lot. That would be a cool feature somewhere down the line that they added. But they also added like 8-player raids, which seems like it's going to be super fun whenever it finally comes in.
I really hope that it's difficult. I really hope it's not one of those things where you just like hop in, do it once, and then go. Like, I hope it's like MMO difficult, where you have to figure it out.
Or like a Division raid.
Yeah.
I mean, not Division, a Destiny raid. Where there's like certain mechanics you have to do and
like,
stuff.
I really hope it's like that. I hope it's not just like...
they throw a shitload of waves of guys at us.
Yeah.
And we're just stand there, alright, everybody launch your hives now, and everybody put your turrets here. And...
Like in Division 1, how it was more of a time...
like the incursions.
Yeah, the incursions. It was just you having the time to do them. It wasn't difficult. It wasn't you figuring it out. It wasn't you guys working together. I really hope it's...
Well, I think the incursions were a little bit working together. Like, at the time we were getting shoddy rushed down underneath the stairs in that one, and there's a bunch of turrets, and there's snipers, and then so we had to, like, haul in there, and then, alright, you throw your box. Okay, now you throw your box.
Yeah, but that was
But
just,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, that wasn't mechanics. That was just overpowered sniper shotguns.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. But, well, only time will tell for that, but, yeah, I mean...
And that's why I'm not too worried about not being an endgame yet, because I feel like the true endgame hasn't...
It's not even technically there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Division's fun.
I enjoy it. I'm glad we got it. And what I'm actually, I guess from a personal standpoint, what I'm actually more excited about and surprised about is how many people we know playing the game. I'm not used to us picking up a game and having people outside of us to play with.
It's very, very true. But to be fair, we've kind of expanded our community a little bit because of, you know.
I always played with Raw Apple, or talked to Raw Apple. He's always been my friend.
Yeah.
It's just we don't play the same stuff. Division has kind of like
brought everyone together.
Yeah, I like shooters. He likes looters.
And it's a shooter looter. So, yeah, perfect blend. I agree though. Like normally, games like this that you can make a clan, but you need more than 2 people. We're like, fuck. Yeah. And we actually are going through that at the moment, but I don't know. We'll probably end up joining a bigger clan because we can't really find people to join us. Even though we have these people that play it, they're already in another clan.
Did they join that one?
What?
Did they join?
Nick joined the 8-bit whatever thing. Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that off stream. But anyway, so yeah, Division 2, fun. And we're running not super long, but there's like a couple things we want to just mention real quick. So Gearbox, did you ever hear about the scandal with Gearbox?
I remember everyone being mad at the
Pittsburgh?
main guy. Yeah, I don't remember exactly why because I stopped paying attention to them.
Well, so I saw a thing a while back that said somebody who worked for Randy Pitchford and his wife was actually like embezzling money from them, and they ended up stealing like $3 million plus. Or something like that. I don't even remember how he pulled it off, but yeah, and then people were mad at Randy for, I'm not even sure the reason, but anyway, Gearbox hasn't really been kind of like in favor since probably Borderlands 2, because they released Battleborn and that tanked hard. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure it was like a free-to-play MOBA, or was it? It wasn't free-to-play at first, right? But they made it free-to-play to try to revive it.
Wasn't it the one that went against Overwatch?
Maybe.
I think Battleborn and Overwatch came at the same time.
Yeah, but Battleborn just fucking tanked like super hard, and I think it was originally you had to pay for it, but then they realized that they weren't gonna get
$60 game.
They weren't gonna get any players, so they made it free to play, and even that couldn't save it because it was already too late, got a bad rep and everything, and then so they've just kind of fallen out of favor with the general public. But now they're teasing Borderlands 3 via Facebook, and they're talking about all these game reveals that they're going to do at PAX. It actually looks like it's going to be probably Borderlands 3 and something else, maybe 1 or 2 other games, because, I don't know, there's some things that doesn't seem like they're Borderlands related, but they could be part of 3, and we just don't know what the hell they are yet also. But they're teasing like cel-shaded, like street sign that looked like it was in Borderlands. Yeah, there's like a playing car with Claptrap on it or something, and so, So I have seen some Borderlands 3 leaks, and I think I mentioned in one of the previous podcast episodes about the Beastmaster and
the Siren.
There's a Siren, but they don't know. It's supposed to be like a big, burly black chick or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I forgot the other one.
Like a Necromancer type thing, wasn't
something like that. Some kind of Mancer. I don't remember. And
I remember thinking it was weird that those 2 pet classes.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm pretty sure they are working on Borderlands 3, but Daniel also speculated it might be another like
Tales from the Borderlands. I was just joking about that.
But he said Enter the Borderlands. I was like, what the hell's Enter the Borderlands? But this sounds like Enter the Animatrix.
I like the Animatrix.
Yeah, it's like behind you on the shelf over there.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere over there. Maybe not.
No.
Oh, it's behind the Sigma Mars picture. Anyway, so. Yeah, so we're if it's Borderlands 3, we're gonna be super hyped because we like Borderlands.
I don't know if I'll be hyped, but I'll play it.
I'll be hyped because I mean, pre-sequel was a kind of disappointing.
I didn't expect Borderlands 2 from it though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed it still. Like it got crapped on by a lot of people, but I liked it. Borderlands 2 was fucking awesome.
I didn't think it had the longevity of Borderlands 2, but it was a good game to run through.
Borderlands 2, I think the DLC is what made it though. Like there were some cool things in it, but like the Tiny Tina DLC and the fucking the other one I can't remember.
I'm trying to think of them.
The Claptrap one. Or whatever.
The Claptrap one was.
Or was that pre-sequel?
That was pre-sequel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, Borderlands 2 was cool though. It was super dope.
I don't remember the freaking DLC. Oh, Torg.
That's probably it. Yeah, he wants us to blow up the fucking ocean. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it was cool, and so
the first one wasn't that good. I don't remember.
The first Borderlands or first DLC?
DLC.
It was like the hunting one, like
the pirate one.
Oh, Scarlet Pirate Booty or whatever. Yeah. and there was like the Ned zombie.
That was from the first one.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the first DLC for Borderlands.
Yeah, for Borderlands 2.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the first game and it's DLC. Never mind.
The
Never
first
mind.
game only had 3. No, it had 4.
Well, whatever. But yeah. Okay. Well, anyway. Yeah. So fingers crossed for Borderlands 3. Be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah, probably it'll be a game to pick up. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with the new classes. I do think they should bring back older classes, but one of the guys that I was playing with was speculating that's gonna be an MMO because of how pre-sequel ends. Of them finding all the
vaults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will be.
It'd be interesting for them to do.
Because Nick made a good point. First off, I didn't think they would do it because that's not the style of the game. But and he was like, "But you got to travel all these places to be a MMO." But Nick made a good comment of saying that Borderlands prides itself by its random generation of weapons, and you cannot balance that in MMO.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's really.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe they know something we don't. But
maybe it'll be like a what is that game called that we played that re-released? But it was just as shit when it re-released.
That we played? Oh, Defiance.
Yeah, Defiance.
I was like, what? Yeah. Defiance. That was probably the biggest fucking lie that I've ever heard. They were like, yeah, Defiance gonna be updated. The graphics are exactly the fucking same.
Yeah, it did.
I'm like, what? And then the server was shit because we tried to stream it. The developer retweeted us. We were gonna I think I had like 19 people watching at one point. We're sitting here on the fucking loading screen. Like, really? Fucking
the
really?
dev set people our ways.
Yeah.
I remember that. Holy shit.
And their game couldn't even fucking work, man. God damn it. That's like the one time. I think the Blackout Club follows us on Twitter, but
yeah, no, but no.
I mean, we don't even played that in forever. I want to kind of go back to it. They've added some shit.
That'd be cool to go back to it, but yeah, like it's not one of those games like
Perpetually playing.
Yeah,
I got you. But I think that's probably gonna be it. I don't Apex shit. Yeah.
everyone knows about it.
Apex Battle Pass, if you didn't already know, new character, challenges, rips off Fortnite even further. But it's a cyclical thing because Fortnite is ripping off the pinging system from Apex. And they're also considering respawns.
Are they?
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's like something steals, hey, that's a good idea. This steals, hey, that's a good idea.
That's interesting. I didn't know that because I don't give a shit about battle royales, but
Yeah. It's just something they're considering.
yeah, all right.
That would change Fortnite exponentially, I think. But anyway, so yeah, that's probably going to do it for this episode. We're getting close to 50-ish minutes, depending on how it's edited. So just wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported us on Twitch. And if you're not already following us, you can see on screen where to follow us. And check us out on Discord in the description. And yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
All right, so for this episode, I've been Matthew.
I've been Daniel.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Later.